Hey everybody, my name is Oldskulenerd, and I wasn't always a reactor. Nope, I was a dad, I was a computer nerd, played some games on Twitch. I would do Twitch streams playing World of Warcraft, Destiny 2, etc. And one day I saw a couple reactors making reactions. There was a guy named Noah J456 that was doing some videos. And then I saw Alex Hefner do some reactions, and I thought, man, he's pretty funny. And then I ran across a channel called Tori Reacts. And there was this British woman doing reactions to metal songs. And I saw her do it. And I thought, well, man, all these people are doing this and they have a very unique perspective on music. And they're sharing their perspective and people are interested in their perspective. And I thought, you know what? I could maybe do that because, you know, I have opinions. I'm pretty good at talking to people. And I've been in the game pretty long because all the people that I saw making reactions were way younger than me. Like I'm old enough to be Tori's dad. Don't tell her I said that, even though she's probably watching my stream right now. And but everyone else at the time that I'm watching all the reactors, they're way younger than me. So I thought, you know what? I'm an old school guy. And my name is Nerd because I play all these video games, and that's where Old School Nerd came from. Now, if you go back on my channel, do me a favor and go back to a video, Old School Nerd, Ginger Pisces, okay? We've all done it. All the reactors do that one. That was probably one of my first 1 or 2 videos I ever made on YouTube as a reaction. And it was horrible. I mean, absolutely crap bag horrible. Since then, we've changed a few things. Now, I can tell you, you can use these programs, you can use this camera, you can use this lighting, you can do all these techniques for copyrights, you can do all these techniques for thumbnails, but at the end of the day, if you can't do what I'm doing right now, which is talking to the camera and winging it, it's not gonna work out for you. If you go back to my original reactions, I was horrible. I was nervous, didn't know how to talk, didn't know how to get to the point, didn't know how to communicate here. I had no idea what I was getting into. Through practice and through 3 years of hard work, we've come to the point now where I can make a video like this from point A to point B, no script, no plan. We just do it and we make it work. I'm gonna show you step by step how I do it, okay? The way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna show you how I set up my OBS, which is what I use to record. It's an application platform that allows people to streamline and also record. And it's the one that I use. Now I know a lot of people, reactors, use different applications and platforms to record themselves. There's a reason why I use OBS, because I told you at the beginning of this video, I was a streamer. In fact, if you go back to my original reactions, they look more like a guy playing a video game. It just happened to be a metal song. I had the green screen, I was stuck in the corner, you know. It literally looked like I was playing a video game, but there was Tatiana screaming and making me scared for my life, like the rest of you. So let's get started. First, I'm gonna shift over and I'm gonna show you my dashboard for OBS. And when I show you all of that, we're gonna then go into selecting a video, how I select the video, how I set up for the reaction. Then I'm going to film the reaction live right here to a band that I know. I haven't seen the song yet, and I haven't seen the video yet, but I've done reactions to this band before, so I think they're gonna be honored that I picked them for this video. Okay, let's get started with my OBS. Are you ready? I mean, you're not, but this is where I do it anyway. That's another thing you gotta learn how to do. All right, so this is my OBS. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna turn off this preview so it stops doing the picture and picture and picture and picture and picture and picture. Right now, I'm actually live. You see where it says stop streaming? Yeah, I'm actually live right now on Twitch. So there's actually some of you in Twitch that are watching me do this tutorial live, so nobody can go back and say, you didn't do that live. Oh, no, I really did. Okay, so this is the chat room from my Twitch. This is my Twitch interface. This is where my preview would be from whenever I'm here, but we're turning that off. Okay, now, here's screw you, dude. Okay, so here's something that I want you to see. The screen that you guys see around me right now, this screen that's around me on the bottom, all these little tags, it's called an overlay. I get all my overlays from Streamlabs, okay? And I picked this red and black one. It's actually originally a Destiny 2 Guardian one in red and black because my colors are red and black. And I can put all my old school nerd stuff in there. And I can put my little fleur-de-lis logo in there. And I use a overlay layout, which then becomes this little thing right here. This Twitch Live or this whole situation for Twitch Live. If I look at it and we go to the properties, it actually shows you that it's actually an overlay from OBS that you can pick up from OBS, and it overlays the URL from it puts it over the top. If I turn this off, it goes away. I'll put it back, comes back. Now, you don't have to use this. I use it so everything stays organized. Now, this is the Twitch stream screen, and I'm using it so you can see more of my dashboard. Now, some of you see at the beginning of all of my reactions, I have this interesting little intro that I play that has my little logo tumble in, and it plays a song from Torrential Rain, and it does this little pulsing thing. Or I have the one that looks like a Law and Order intro where I make fun of myself a little bit. It goes dung dung. Yeah, those are actually media snippets that are put in, and they're key coded. I don't add those after. See, the way that I'm able to do reactions, and I can actually turn out a reaction in less than 20 minutes. It used to piss the Team Tommy and Leo Maracchioli fans off a lot because I could do a reaction, process the reaction, and get it uploaded in 20 minutes. And the way that worked is by doing it all live. From beginning to end, it's all one video. I don't have to go in and put anything. I don't have to do any edits. It's all shot live in one shot. Now, what that does is it does two things. Number one is it makes it very easy because I don't have to do any edits because it's live. There's no edits to do. The problem is if I make mistakes or I say something wrong, do I go back and fix it? Or do I keep it live and just say, look, I do these things live, so if there's a mistake, it's because it's real. I didn't go back. I didn't study a script. I didn't have all these talking points. I just winged it. I felt how I felt. And if you guys notice on a lot of my reactions, I have a shirt that says 100% real. On the back of the shirt, it says real reactions, real mistakes, because that's always been something that I've done going all the way back. Now, when I do it, I'm more comfortable. I don't struggle with it. I don't make as many mistakes, but when it's a new band that I don't know about, it's ugly sometimes. All right, so let's talk about those two things. When we're talking about them, they're right here. These little buttons. So this screen is normally not the screen you guys see. I have two screens in front of me. One is right there. And whenever I'm looking at this screen, it looks like I'm looking at the content, but I'm not. The content is over here. Okay, let me try to break it down. So let's just imagine for just one fun second, I do this. I enable the preview, but I'm going to change it over to this. Every time I change a scene, it does that cutaway. It's something you program called a stinger. Now here we go. Let's say that I wanted to do this whole thing you're looking at, but instead of what we're seeing here, this right here, what if this thing you're looking at right here was a video of a band, okay? So what happens is normally the OBS screen that I have in the screen for you guys to look at right now is normally right there. It's in a screen right in front of me. And this right here is this content that I'm looking at is off to my right. So what I'm doing is the preview screen that you guys are looking at me right now, and I'm looking back at you and I'm waving to you right now. I'm looking at this whole OBS screen, and by looking at the OBS screen, it looks like I'm looking at the content, but not you. I'm looking at the content. I'm watching this video right here, but I'm not. So it is one of those giveaways where it's kind of a way that I've set myself up to look at the the video that's playing, the band's music video, but it's actually over here off screen that the big screen is playing it, and I'm watching it through OBS. That does two things. It allows me to, number one, see the video, enjoy the video, but it also allows me to watch things and buttons and controls and do things like this. For instance, let's say I was suddenly doing an intro and I said, "Hey everybody, it's Old School Nerd. Welcome in. Today we're doing a reaction of my ass doing a reaction of myself." I don't know what's going to happen, but whatever it is, it's going to be crazy. And then the intro plays. Now, some people think that I cut that and put it in. No, I do this. See this button here? This little button? Watch. In the YouTube reaction system. Oh, you remember the Purvis Pump Handle one? Whenever I do the country voice and the twang, and it's my evil doppelganger from West Texas?
Hello, darling.
Oh, and the original one is right here, Theme, which is the one that comes from Torrential Rain, and it's the one that I've used for almost 2.5 years now. All right, so at the end of this video, I'm going to put all the descriptions of myself, except for my address, my phone number, and ways that you can contact me and my family in a very stalkerish way in the description below. And with that, let's get into the video. And then I look over here to where the video is playing, and now it looks like I'm watching what you guys are watching on the video. But you guys are here, but the video is over here. It's just setting it up to where it's very easy. Now, blah, 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 reaction, reaction, reaction. Then we're going to do the whole cut. Okay, and at the end, I usually wind up saying something like, well, thanks everybody, and with that, we'll see you later. And when I do that, that's the end. I don't stop it and then add that little thing at the end. What I do is, yeah, there's a button, it's called end right here. It plays another screen, and it overlays over the top of it. And you've seen it so many times, it looks like this. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right over there. A big thank you to all my Patreons out there for everything you do. And if you want more content like this, check them out above. Remember, now did you see that? You see where I said, if you want to subscribe, click right here. And I point over here, but there's nothing there. And I say, if you want to see more like this, check them out above. But there's nothing there. It's preset, so whenever I do my post loading into YouTube, I can add those images and buttons that are clickable for all of you out there. It's all part of the process. Now, setting it up was the hard part. Once you have it all set up with all the buttons, it's as easy as just doing it. Then you got to upload it, and then you have to fight the system that is YouTube. Algorithm, copyrights. When do I premiere it? Do I premiere it? When do I launch it? When do I not launch it? Is there a way for me to monetize? Is there a way for me to not monetize? And if it isn't if I can't monetize it, should I still do it? Now, there are arguments about that all the time, and we'll talk about those at the end. But for right now, I'm going to move my OBS back over here where I can manage it. Aha! Here we are. Okay, so this is actually the screen that I use. Okay, I have multiple screens. I have this one, where I can jabber, 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 and you guys see my whole little room here, okay? I also have this one. Now, before you wonder what this is, yes, I actually did have an interview with Runrose today. This is a setup for that. And I usually have Zoom calls, and I put them in one part of the Zoom call and me in the other, and that's how I do my interviews. Those are done live as well. Okay, so you guys have seen all that. Some of you have seen this one. Whenever I'm on Twitch, this is what I use for Twitch streams. And during the Twitch streams, it has everything that you would have for a Twitch stream, all the alerts, the buttons, the pop-ups, the emotes, all the chaos. If I put a bunch of peppers in the chat room, they pop off like this, and they come up in the screen, and it does all that, okay? Then I also have this one, my opening screen. This one's different because this one has different things. So depending upon what stream I'm doing, I'll change this wording up in the upper right-hand corner. But I do most of my YouTube reactions in one that's called YouTube Reaction. It is literally set up for YouTube reactions like this. My camera is set to where I'm pivoted. By the way, for those who do not know, once you have that, it's best if you have it displayed. It actually does help the algorithm. If the YouTube algorithm sees that, it can actually detect it. So it knows it's really you. It's dumb, but that's why it's there. Okay. So this is what I like to do. I like to find my video. So today's video that we're going to do a reaction on is a band called Hostage. Now, this is a metalcore band from Germany. They are an up-and-coming band. They have 4,940 something subscribers. They are pretty well known in Germany, especially in that metalcore scene. They're friends with Timo Bonner and Mirage, Aoife. A lot of those names that I'm saying right now, they know them as well. I would not be surprised if they become signed to a label, different labels very, very quickly. But for right now, I think they're self-labeled right now, even though a lot of their stuff that they're doing, I know that Timo does a lot of their stuff. You can see right here, Timo Bonner at Mega Blaster Recordings, okay? He does a lot of their stuff, so yeah. So Hostage has been putting out some really good music. For an up-and-coming band, they were actually, in 2021, their album, Memento Mori, was my #3 album of the year of everybody. That's how good that album was. So these guys put out amazing music. They just put out this video 4 days ago. So I told them I would do a reaction to it, which I'm planning on releasing here probably on Wednesday. So if the copyright clears, and it shouldn't be too bad with them, and I'll explain that later, we'll get into that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and crop in the video to where it fits the screen properly. I'm gonna cut out a little bit of this, I'm gonna cut out some of this low-end screen stuff, cut out this upper screen stuff a little bit if I can. But to get it into the box, I'll have to cut out the sides a little bit, which is not too bad with a band like this. I usually don't run around the screen too much. So I'm gonna sit this in my overlay box right here. Now I have my overlay set up to where my overlay box has a priority in placement above everything else. So once I put it there, it's clean. You see the band, the video, there's nothing else. Now, so we've talked about setting this up. I have my screen. You guys know that when I press record, I'm going to start with my regular, hey, hi, everybody, my name's Oldskulenerd, this is Hostage. The name of the song is Expect the Worst. Just came out. And then I'm going to press the button that does my intro. Because it's Halloween season, I use my my Law and Order victim death serial killer one, because it's funny. And then when it comes back, we do the reaction. And then when we get to when I'm done talking, I'm going to press the end button, and then I'm going to stop recording at the end of the end video that plays when I push the button. So we're doing intro. I push I do my spoken intro. I press the intro button to start the theme. Then I do the reaction, and then I press end, and I stop recording. That's it. And then we take that video without editing it at all, and we put it up there. Now, have there been times when I've edited a video? Yes, I have. There have been times when I've had a mechanical function with a camera or something where I had to fix it and then continue with the reaction and cut out the part where the camera wasn't working, or if the mic disconnects, I'll go in there and cut out the section where the mic stopped working and put it back together to where it comes back seamless. But I never edit out a reaction. I don't think it's fair. If I'm going to do a reaction for a band, I should be completely real. I haven't seen this video. I know the band. I think the band is great. But for all I know, this song could suck. So what do I do if the song sucks? Well, because it's Hostage, I'm pretty sure it's not. There's only one way to find out. Here we go. Ready? Everybody, and if you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right over there. A big thank you to all my Patreons out there for everything you do. And if you want more content like this, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later. Now, when the glass shatters is usually where I hit stop recording, and I could take that entire recording that I just did and load that into YouTube. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do any edits. It's all one video. From the moment when I said, hey everybody, it's Old School Nerd, all the way to the point where the glass breaks. That one whole video. I don't have to do anything to it. I can literally upload it as it is. But there is one thing that I need to do before I do that. I need to make a template for a thumbnail. Now, for some people, one thing that some of you may or may not know is that the algorithm of YouTube changes all the time. And that algorithm is based upon different factors. There's the first 70 characters of the title of the song in your labeling of the video. There's different tags you can put into there. The first so many characters in your description are used into the algorithm. But the number one thing right now that has been going on for the last couple of years has been the thumbnail. So one of the easiest ways to make a thumbnail is to take a portion from the video that you just did a reaction to, something that's catchy, something that you enjoyed, something that, you know, makes a good photograph of the band, doing something unique, doing something different. I'm going to use this one here to picture the band doing what they do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to do a screenshot of what you're looking at right now. Me here with them. And that's all I'm going to do. So the way I do that is I'm going to use a capturing program that's going to capture the screen for me. And then I'm going to use that as my thumbnail template. Okay, you ready? Let me do this. I have to make, you need to put yourself in the video. You either need to be looking at the video. You know, you can't just be like, don't do that. You know, don't do something that, you know, yeah. So I'm just going to look like this. And that's it. And all I do is I take that, I've captured that, and I actually have that right there. Yeah, right there. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna save this as hostage thumb 1. Okay, I'm gonna save that as hostage thumb 1, and we're gonna come back to that. Now, here comes the fun part. Now, we're going to actually upload the video to YouTube. And the way I'm gonna show you how to do that step by step. I'm gonna show you how to do, what is it like to be someone who's uploading a video? How do they navigate that? Do you need to worry about copyrights? Do you need to worry about different things? You do, but at the same time, you don't. Not right now. Right now, we're just trying to get it on YouTube, and we're going to work through it from there. So let me just take this. All right, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to go to YouTube to pull this off. So I'm going to jump over to my Twitch right now. It's going to be easier. No. Remember, I do this live. It's going to be easier if I do this here versus the other way. So let me get into the screen. I'm going to go into there. Go into here. Here. All right. Okay, so this is the upload screen for YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the file and I'm going to put it, go away. I'm going to take the file and I'm going to drop it in here. So I'm going to go into my files. I'm going to find, and I have all kinds of stuff. I mean, I have stuff going all the way back. So I'm going to take the video that we just shot. I'm going to hold it right here. Now, right now, it's uploading now. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to keep uploading. While it's uploading, what I'm going to do is, for myself, I always like to reference the original video. So I'm going to take that video from Hostage, theirs. I'm going to make sure it goes right here. Please check out the original video. I'm going to place that right there. Now, because I know the name of the band, I'm going to put my hashtags here. I'm going to put hostage, and I'm going to put expect the worst. And then I'm going to put reaction. Now, if the band has some information about an upcoming video or something that they want to tell, like they have an album coming up, things like that, a band will normally put that in the description of their video. Right here, they have the stream download link, they have the follow, they have the names of hostage, all the recording and mixing. So what I like to do is if a band doesn't have an album upcoming or something like that, what I will do is I'll take that information like this and make sure that it goes into the description of my reaction. Why? Because I want to make sure that the right information for the band is reflected in the reaction. I want to show who hostage are. I want to know that Noah's the vocalist. I want to know who I want to know that Daniel's filling in on drums. I want to know all these things. I want to know who mixed it. I want to know all that stuff. Now, this information, the who, the what, and the where, I always have that. I have a trick for that. Because I've done a reaction to hostage before, it's super easy for me to fill that in because I can go to any previous hostage video that I've done. And yeah, it's super easy for me to pull that because I already have their information from a previous video in a previous description that I've already done. So I could just copy and paste it. Hold on, dang it, come out of there. I could just copy and paste right there. Hostage, there's all their information. Now, this is, I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to put the title of the song here. I'm going to get that in there. This is hostage. Now, sometimes if a band has a record label and stuff, I might put that here in this little area right here. But I never let my titles go over 70 characters. And there's an algorithmic reason for that, by the way. So with the algorithm, if you go over 70 characters, anything after 70 characters will not be picked up by the algorithm. So you're literally throwing that information out to nobody. So what we're going to do is we have all this. I'm going through this. I am going to create a thumbnail here in a little bit. I do have playlists that I want to put this on. And I'm going to show you what they are. I have a bunch. I have reactions. I have reactions for independence. I have comedy, Tommy Johansson covers, Napalm Records, Nuclear Blast Records, Century Media, Halocene, A Rising Empire, Violet Orlandi, Deerstalker Pictures, Lauren Babick, Leo, Sabaton. It goes on and on and on. On this one, I'm going to pick reactions because it's obviously a reaction. And I'm going to go reactions for independence because at the time of this recording, as far as I know, they're an independent band. Okay, let's keep going. We go through all this. It's not made for kids, but it's not, you know, bad stuff. Altered content. I do not use any AI. Shit, I don't even edit. Okay, keep going. Now, this little spot here, some bands will give you some tags to put in here. Sometimes it fills in on its own. For me, I usually just copy the ones that the bands will use. If they have ones that they like to use for their stuff, I'll usually use that. So if I go over to YouTube, and I pull up hostage, and I get their new one, okay? And I'm not going to play it again, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. Right here, it shows me all the stuff that they're using. So what I want to use is whatever they're using, whatever message they're trying to get out, there's a group of hashtags that they're wanting to see their stuff. If my video, my reaction is to help promote their stuff, that's the whole point. People want to know, am I doing this for money? No. If I was doing this for money, I would starve. YouTube does not pay that much for reactions and things like that. It's not the point. The point is, I like the bands. I want to get their music out. So I'm going to use the same ones. Now, if there's too many, I start knocking them out because Vakken and all this stuff, I don't need to put all that. They're using a lot of stuff where they're doing harsh. They're trying to get it out to as many people. So I'm going to cut it down to as few as I can. I'm gonna come down here. I don't allow remixing usually. I allow comments unless it's like, Evanescence or something. Okay, so we're gonna go through here. Now, we've put all of our basic information in here, okay? Here's the next step. There's the next step. Do I want to monetize this? Now, some people make their content and they don't have the option to monetize, whatever. Here's the thing. I always put on, and there's a reason why. It used to be in the old ways, if you put off, there were no ads on anything. YouTube changed that rule a while back. If I put off, YouTube is going to run ads on it anyway. And guess who keeps all that money? That's right. If I use monetization, even if my stuff's copyrighted by the band or the band's distributor or whatever, at least the money's going back to the band. Okay. So, done with that. Now, when you do this, it's already preloaded. They preload all their stuff. The next one is, they want to know if you've done anything that's going to get you banned on YouTube. Well, I happen to know that every time I do these, I don't do any of that crap. Other than using the occasional F-bomb or some kind of weird thing, none of my content is ever political or offensive to the masses. I usually stay pretty good. I love everybody, man. I ain't into that. Okay, so we're gonna go next. Okay, this is my fun one. Okay, you know at the end of the screen when it plays my outro and it tells you if you want to subscribe, click right there. If you want to see more of this, check them out above. How does that stuff get in there? Holy shit! I'm gonna show you right now. Okay, right here it says add an end screen. Well, I'm not adding an end screen. I've added a 20-second ending video, which happens to be right there. I've already added my subscribe button to my channel. I know that that's going to go right here. This right here is going to be for recently uploaded. And this one on the right is whichever one I want it to be. Now I can make it an old hostage video. I can make it I can make it whatever I want. But this one was set to Napalm because I did the Winrose reaction today. Well, they're not a Napalm Records band, so I need to change that to Reactions for Independence. And that'll go right there. So at the end of the video, as I'm talking, I'll even show you how it looks like when I do it, right? So watch this. So watch this stuff pop up in this little screen as I talk. Right over there. A big thank you to all my Patreons out there for everything you do. And if you want more content like this, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this smoke ball together. We'll see you later. So there you go. So I'm going to save it just like that. Now that's how you do the end part. And you can put all that stuff in there. I tell people all the time to make a little ending video or learn how to make the end of their reaction the same every time. Like if you have a way to say something, like if I go up there and say, thanks everybody and hope you enjoyed that. If I didn't have it already pre-recorded, I would do it like this. Hey everybody, it's Oldskulenerd. Thank you so much for coming in and joining with me. If you want to check out more videos like this, check them out above. If you want to subscribe to my channel, right over here. But the problem is I'd have to move that little part to match up what I say. By having a pre-recorded one that I know where it's always going to be, I can just use a template and just stick it on there and just adjust what's in the boxes. Professional without spending a dime. Hey, professional on a budget. That's what I'm doing here, okay? So we're going to go to the next one. Now, the next one is the checks. This is the one that everyone dreads. It's the copyrights. There are multiple things that can happen. You can get A, we found nothing, you're good to go. Doesn't happen that often for a reactor because you're reacting to someone else's work. Now, a lot of labels and a lot of bands will do what's referred to as ad revenue sharing. Now, the percentage used to be cool for reactors, but now it's very, very tiny. So sometimes people don't want that. I don't care. For me, if the band is getting most of the revenue and I'm getting like $1, at least I know the money's going to the band. Why would I complain about that? So let's see what it is. Let's see the details. Okay. We're doing the sharing revenue. So WMG, of course, a lot of you know who that is. The big company, and they hold the copyright of this music on behalf of Hostage. However, in their agreement, Hostage said, "Hey, WMG, do me a favor. Don't block reactors, please, and don't block them from not making any money. Offer them the revenue share." Really kind of cool, the fact that bands do that. In fact, there's labels that do that too. Now, sometimes it's completely open, sometimes it's not. Now, what if this thing said copyright claim, no monetization for me because so-and-so copyright holder is not going to give you any whatever. You can actually dispute it. You can dispute it. You can do all these different things, but that's completely up to the person. For me, when it comes to copyrights, I'll be honest with everyone. When I do reactions to a lot of independent bands, I'll let them decide. If they want to whitelist the song, which is where they just release it and don't put a copyright on it to where I can have the revenue, I take it very gratefully. And bands that do that, I will always back them up. I will, if their music is awesome, they will always be on my channel. I will look for them. Hostage is one of those bands. They're excited to have me do reactions, and I'm excited to do them, and that's great. There are record labels. I'm not going to lie to you. There are record labels that you have seen me do all the time. Some of the best ones to work for and work with are Napalm, Nuclear Blast, A Rising Empire, Century Media. It goes on and on and on. Those are just quick rundown of the ones that I work with the most. If you're a reactor that has a positive outlook, you're open-minded, you carry yourself very professionally, you show an interest in the bands, you're honest, you're not some kind of fluffy hype that's going to generate all kinds of drama, and you show an interest that is going to spread the word of the band to an audience, most of the time, these labels will say, "Thank you for doing a reaction. Thank you for sharing the band. Can we help you with the copyright?" Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the copyright disappears. And then I can keep the revenue from the monetization of that video. Not all labels can do that. Not all labels are even capable of doing that. I'm going to give you an example. Okay? There is a band. It's very popular on my channel. Love this band. Okay? They're on one of the big, amazing labels that I mentioned before. However, the label does not hold the copyright of their music. The copyright of their music is owned by a promotion distribution company. So the albums are produced and created by the label, but the promotion and the copyright is not held by the label. So the label has to ask the distributor and the promoter that owns that music if they'll release the copyright. In this particular instance, the copyright holder, the distributor, said, "Nope, and don't ask us again." Here's the thing. The members of the band don't feel that way. The members of the band are like, "We love reactors. Thank you for reacting. We loved your reaction. Thank you so much." The label's like, "Thank you so much." But the people that own the copyright, the promotion, the distributor, nope, and don't ask us again. So I know going in that if I do a reaction for this band, I'm doing it just because I love this band and the fans of this band love me doing it with this band. And no, I'm not going to make any money, but here's the thing I'm telling you right now. Me loving that band and that band loving my reactions and the people loving my reactions to that band are responsible for 15,000 subscribers on my channel. Absolutely, I'm going to keep doing reactions to that band. Think about it. I've seen reactors fight with copyrights and get themselves blackballed. They burn so many bridges. They're so anal about it. Okay, so you don't get monetization on a reaction video. The reaction video gets 18,000 subscribers because it's a world famous band and they didn't copyright strike you. And your video got 20,000 views on a video that has 1 million views on YouTube. So now you have, and all of a sudden you have 2,000 subscribers that loved your reaction. You just built your channel. Do you really give a shit about the $3.47 you would have made in monetization on a reaction video? No. Your channel's growing. Shut up. That's the problem. I've seen reactors not request help with monetization from labels and not try to partner with them and partner with bands and work with them for an overall symbiotic relationship where you're helping promote the band. You're actually like a DJ because MTV doesn't play music videos anymore and the radio doesn't give a shit about metal. So if you're doing reactions to metal bands, you are MTV, just smaller. And you're like the radio. And if you have 106,000 subscribers like I do, you have a listening audience. So I've seen reactors not try to partner enough and they rob themselves. And then I've seen reactors go to war with labels and artists and do all these disputes and appeals and claims. And what happens is you have to pick your battles. If you're going up, like for instance, if I go up and I try to do a reaction to, I don't know, such and such metal band, and their label and their distributor says no, I can appeal it. And then I could say, because you're an American band and you're an American label, you have to go with the copyright laws of the United States, and I only use this much, and you're breaking the law, give me my money. Fine, be that level of a-hole. Either they can be the a-holes for cutting you out as a reactor, and that's on them, no loss. But if you sit there and all you do is copyright claim, dispute, appeal, and you fight for every single one of them, you think Google doesn't see every time you do it? You think YouTube doesn't see every time you have a copyright claim? You do enough of them and you piss enough people off, the next time you do it, they're just going to do a strike. In fact, they may go back in your library and pick 3 of the songs that they own and strike you 3 times and your channel's gone. Don't burn bridges. Learn to work with the system. The system is not fair. The system is not equal. And I know people, and I'll say it because he'll say it. Tank the Tech, Tori Reacts. These are 2 examples of people that are well respected by the industry. They're well respected by the artists, by the labels, by the distributors. And I like to think that I'm one of those people too. You want to know how you know? Look for the reactors that actually get to interview the artists. When a reactor has the maturity, the respect, and the professionalism to do reactions in a way that shows the best of an artist, they're honest. If they don't like it, they're honest about it. And they work well, and they can show that they're not going to embarrass themselves or whatever, then that label will then go to a artist and say, such and such reactor, think about that. I mean, there's a reason why Tank the Tech is the tour manager for Electric Callboy. He built that relationship. He gets the opportunity to do reactions to Electric Callboy. Then he does an interview with the guys, and something clicked. It just clicked. Next thing you know, his entire professional career and trajectory have changed. You look at Tori Reacts, she is humble. She loves this music. She loves these artists. She's a fan of them. So when she gets a chance to talk to Melissa Bonney or Charlotte Vessels or any of these other people, you can see that genuine feeling there. They feel it. I feel it. Now, I'm the guy that gets Nanowar Steel, Hans Plotz. I get the nerdy, funny, quirky ones because I'm the nerd. The labels know the best reactor that's going to appeal to the artist because of their audience. I take that very seriously. I am honored that I get the privilege to talk to artists from different labels. And I don't ask. They ask me. That's how you know you're doing it right. When a label is seeking you out, you must be doing something right. Now, here's the thing. Do you see me do reactions to every single band that these labels put out? No. Now, do they ask me to do a lot of them? Yes. Have I done some and not posted on YouTube? Yes. Are there some that I have said, I don't want to do a reaction to that band because I'm not a fan of their genre or style? Like, they're not my style, and I don't think that my reaction would benefit them. Here's the thing. Me being honest about that, a record label's like, thanks for not being a hype bro or a shill or just being real. That's the biggest lesson I tell people. How I am when I make these reactions is how I am in real life. This is me. When I have people visit my home, some of you in my community come and visit me. This is how I am all the time. Be yourself. You don't have to be a character. You don't have to be some hype person that's not themselves, unless you're a spaz. If you're naturally a spaz, be a reactor spaz. It'll work out well for you. But be yourself and practice. Practice talking into the camera. Practice your professionalism and how you do that. Treat people fairly. Always be honest. Always follow. Keep your word. If they put an artist to do a talk with you and you don't show up, come on. All right. Okay. So they're going to revenue share this. So I could say, I want to dispute this because I want all the monetization, but that's a dick move for me. So I'm not going to do that because it's hostage and I love those guys and I want them to keep most of the monetization. And if at the end of it, I make $1, okay. All right. Return to upload. Now, here's the fun part. The next thing is visibility. Okay. On the visibility, when do we want to release this? You can put it as public, which means it goes out right now. You can schedule it. You can schedule it with a premiere. I normally schedule them with a premiere, but there's something I have to do first. And I'm going to show you what that is right now. Let me, I don't want to, let me just put this to unlisted because I want to go over to my board real quick. All right, so check this out, guys. This is my board. This is my board right now with content. We just did the Cabal reaction today. League of Distortion Chainsaw interview reaction. It's coming out this week. Bet you didn't know that. Here's the one for 6 Cents. Here's the ones for She Found and Last Mortar, Tommy Johansson. And some of these are copyright. Okay, happens. But a lot of them, I talk and I get the opportunity to keep it, and I'm okay with it. But that's all part of it. So, but we're talking about this hostage one. So I want to go back to the hostage one. We need to make our thumbnail. We haven't made our thumbnail. So this is the way I do it. Remember the picture that I took? Go down here, create thumbnail, image your existing picture. Now, if you've seen my thumbnails, I'm very consistent. I want them to look pretty much the same time every time. Maybe not the colors, but I use the same font every time. I use my positioning because when people see an Old School Nerd thumbnail, they know it's mine. Because I use big bold letters on the top, big bold letters on the side. My stupid head is in there, and I usually post a picture from the band. So here's the picture that we had from Hostage. So I'm going to continue with this, and I'm going to put Hostage. And I'm going to go ahead. I always try to use a color that pops against this background. I usually use like a yellow. The font that I always use is called Luckiest Guy because, let's be honest, because I get to do this, I consider myself to be the luckiest guy. So I take this, I put this here, and I'm going to crop this to it. Oh my God. Okay, so how much did I pay for this editing tool? It's free. I don't have a person that makes my thumbnail. I do. So it's hostage, expect the worst. And then I'm just going to put like reaction review. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this with Arial, put this to white. You guys have seen me do this before. I take this, I narrow it down. I bring it down to the bottom right here. Yeah, I know. Everyone's like, oh my God, how do you do all your stuff? It's professional with a budget, guys. Professional with a budget. Okay. And then I'll put something funny on the bottom like they're back. And then I'll just put this like this, drop this in that nice bright blue that I use, that I love to use. I love that bright blue. Put this like this, go back to my thing, pop, pop, pop. Make this like this, flip, flip, clip, 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 clip. Fill this in right here. And I can just drop this below where it says Old School Nerd, so people can see Old School Nerd. Okay, and there, continue. I download a copy of it for my social media, save and publish. Okay, so as of right now, the second this is done, and it's gonna, there it is right there. I am now done. I can now set this reaction to go live. I already know which day I'm doing it. I'm gonna put this thing for Wednesday. Actually, I'm doing it for tomorrow. So I'm scheduling this up. October 1st, which is tomorrow. This one's gonna be at my starting time is at 10 a.m. I'm gonna start this as a premiere, done. Then I go into my setup premiere. You know what I can't stand? I can't stand this. I absolutely hate that intro. I don't understand why people don't realize you don't have to use that. There's like a whole list you could choose from. There's sci-fi. I use the one ambient. I use this one a lot. That's the one I use a lot. You've probably seen that one a lot. But for a lot of bands that are more young, vibrant metalcore, I use sci-fi. I try to keep my countdowns to 1 minute long, and that's it. Save. And yeah, that's it. So from beginning to end, from the start all the way to the end, that's all I do for a reaction. Now, granted, it took us an hour and 15 minutes to do it from beginning to end. But at the same time, I want you to remember this. Without having to explain it and go step by step, if I'm just doing it, some of these will take between 20 minutes and an hour. Now, you're like, wait a minute. So we've been thinking that you've been killing yourself with 3.5 years and it only takes you an hour a day. Every day. Every day. And if you guys remember, when I first started, my first 2 years, 3 years, I was putting out 2 videos a day. Every day. 7 days a week. Until finally people like Tank and smarter people than me said, you're killing yourself and it's not helping your channel. It's not growing any faster. Slow the hell down. Limit it to at least 1 a day. And if you can ever learn to do it once every 3 days a week. Unfortunately for me, there are way too many bands out there and they're all making so much crazy good music. And I love what I do. I love doing this with all of you. So there you go. All right, everybody. That's all the steps on how I do my reactions. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope I didn't talk you out too much. If you're a reactor and you're thinking about doing this and you're like, where'd you find that tool? Where'd you get that tool? How do I learn how to do that? What is your secrets to all this stuff? If doing it live, like a streamer, appeals to you and you don't have a budget for, or you don't have the time to sit down and do a bunch of edits. Guys, I have 3 kids, a wife, a dog, and 2 full-time jobs before this. And I find it because this way works for me. Everyone's, now, whichever way you decide to do it, there's nothing wrong with that. You're doing it right too. You're not doing this wrong, trust me. If you were, I would tell you. Wait, no, I won't. Oh, this is the part where I push that button. Remember the button that I do where I push the button and it goes away and then the video ends? Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right over there. A big thank you to all my Patreons out there for everything you do. And if you want more content like this, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later.